Today, I'd like to talk about the most remarkable, insightful, and intelligent attorney I ever met in my 40 years of practice, and the two bits of wisdom that were given to me by this remarkable hero. And you won't find this name in the history textbooks in California, but you should. His name is Cecil F. Poole. Cecil Poole was a remarkable man who was appointed to the United States Court of Appeal for the Ninth Circuit. He was the first person to give me a job in the law. Cecil Poole was born in Birmingham, Alabama, and attended the University of Michigan, where he received both an undergraduate degree and a law degree, followed up by a master's in law at Harvard. And eventually, Cecil Poole moved to California, where Pat Brown made him the first African-American deputy district attorney in San Francisco. Ultimately, along with a number of firsts, Cecil Poole became the clemency secretary for Pat Brown, the first African-American to serve a California governor. Cecil Poole was appointed to be the United States Attorney for the Northern District of California. Again, the first time an African-American in the continental United States had served as a United States Attorney. He was appointed to the Northern District of California and confirmed by the Senate. Again, the first African-American. And he was elevated by Jimmy Carter to the United States Court of Appeal for the Ninth Circuit, where he wrote a number of remarkable opinions, including United States versus Rodriguez, which banned racial profiling in terms of stops. I had the great honor of being selected by Cecil Poole to serve as an extern clerk to him on the Ninth Circuit. And there were two things that he told me that really resonated and guided the way I practiced law and the way that I approached the law. The first thing he told me was that Pat Brown told him that the way to be a judge was to be kind, understanding, and compassionate. And what struck me about that is that litigation is a very combative way to make a living. And one thing you don't hear a lot about attorneys is kindness. And I can say unequivocally that Cecil Poole was kind and understanding. And people that are involved in the legal process most of the time do not want to be there. They're there as a last resort. They're there because they really had no other choice. And in terms of being respectful and understanding, it's the hallmark of a great attorney. And this morning I was having a phone conversation with a respected and noted counsel who happened to be on the other side, who told me a story of a millennial attorney who was brutal, rude, and insulting to her client. And unfortunately, the level of civility can be very, very low in the profession. But the kindness and understanding is something that is an asset for attorneys. And they need to remember that when they're dealing with the judges, the staff, opposing counsel, witnesses, and more fundamentally, their own clients. The second lesson that Cecil Poole taught me was we had several very major cases, including the Raiders antitrust case. And we also had a case that didn't necessarily click high on the radar, which was an appeal of a juvenile criminal conviction from Guam, which goes to the federal system. And I asked Cecil Poole where I should devote most of my energies and time. And he told me something that I'll never forget and that guides my practice to this day. And he said, John, If someone comes to you and they want your legal services and background, they deserve the very best that you have to give. And that's true. That what you don't want to have is a client coming to an attorney and they're taking the day off. Every client deserves the best every day.